Hi everyone, this is Namrata, and in today's video, I'll be explaining the poem Ring Out Wild Bells by Alfred Lord Tennyson. It's very interesting poem. So in this poem, I'll be giving you information about the poet and then we'll summarize the poem. We'll give you detailed information or explanation of the poem line by line. After that, we'll explain you the vocabulary and then we'll explain the poetic devices which are used in the poem. And in the last, we'll discuss or explain takeaway from the poem. So let's begin. Whenever you are reading a story or a poem, it's very important to know about the author or the poet. It creates interest in reading that poem or a story. So I'm going to give you information about Alfred Lord Tennyson, who is the poet of this poem. Alfred Lord Tennyson was the Poet Laureate of Great Britain during Queen Victoria's reign. This is a special honor given by the monarch of the United Kingdom. Tennyson still remains Britain's one of the most popular poets. He also excelled in writing short lyrics such as Break, 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 which is very famous poem, The Charge of the Light Brigade, and Crossing the Bar. He also wrote long verses based on classical mythological themes such as Ulysses, which is very popular and very important for English literature. Whenever you are reading a poem, it's very important to know the theme of the poem because if you don't know about the poem, you won't be interested in reading that. And if you know something about it, you will be interested in it. So let's begin. In this poem, the poet is very hopeful. Indirectly, he is asking us to forget about past and think about the future. The speaker in the poem asks the bells to ring out the old year and ring in the new on the night of New Year's Eve. The clouds are drifting and frost is settling in as the old year is on its way out. The speaker is happy that the old year is dying, hoping that everything that is false will go out with it, making way for what is worthwhile. And then he details three things that are detrimental. Detrimental means something which is harmful, which should be replaced with things that make our life more meaningful. The pointless grief for death replaced with a sense of purpose in the present. The struggle between rich and poor ended by bridging the gap through fair, equitable distribution. The fights between political parties that should make way for human laws. So now I'm going to explain you the poem line by line in detail. Ring out wild bells to the wild sky, the flying clouds, the frosty light. The air is dying in the night. Ring out wild bells and let him die. So in this poem, the poet is very hopeful because this is New Year Eve. The clouds are drifting in the sky and frost is settling in. So the poet asked the bells to ring out. That means just forget about past because the year is going to die. The year is going to end. So we need to forget about the past. Or since the year is going to end, let it go. Ring out the old, ring in the new, ring happy bells across the snow. The year is going, let him go. Ring out the false, ring in the true. In this stanza, the poet is still hopeful and he asks just ring out old things and ring in new things. That means forget about past. If anything happened in the past, just say bye to the old year and ring in the new. We need to welcome new things. And happily, we need to welcome New Year. The year is going, let him go. This year is going to finish, going to end, just let it go. Ring out the false and ring in the true. So we need to forget about false or bad things. We need to be truthful and we need to think about good things in the future. Ring out the grief that saps the mind for those that here we see no more. Ring out the feud of rich and poor, ring in redress to all mankind. Here the poet says that those people who are no more or who have passed away or who have left us, we should not be grief all the time because there is a purpose of life, so we should not be sad always. We have been given life, so we need to think about the purpose of our life and we need to think about our present and future. And there is a gap between rich and poor, so we need to make a bridge to balance them. The rich can help the poor or empathize with them by equal distribution, bringing the redress to all mankind. If any wrong thing happened in the past, we need to correct it for welfare of all mankind. Ring out a slowly dying cause and ancient forms of party strife. Ring in the nobler modes of life with sweeter manner and purer laws. So, in this stanza, the poet says that there are few old customs which are still in the society and which are not good for the society. We should forget about all those old customs and ancient forms of party strife. That means there are few political parties or groups of people who have different notions or thoughts or opinion. So they need to use good opinion for noble things, for noble causes, and they need to show sweet manners and make pure laws. So from this poem, the poet wants to convey us that we need to be positive. Now I'm going to explain you vocabulary. Ring out, ring the bell as if to move something out. Ring in, ring the bell as if to bring something in. Grief, sadness, saps, takes away strength from someone or something. Feud, quarrel or fight. Redress, to set right something that has gone wrong. Dying cause, old-fashioned customs. Strife, a violent or an angry disagreement. So now I'm going to explain poetic devices which are used in the poem, especially figure of speech. So first figure of speech is personification. Personification is a figure of speech when non-living things are given qualities of human beings. For example, in this poem, you can see the ear is dying, let him die. The ear is going, let him go. The ear is not a human being and it's non-living. But here in this poem, these words are used: dying, die, him, his. All these words are used, which are used for humans. But in this poem, the ear has been given quality of a human being. So that's why here personification is used. Second one is repetition. Repetition is repeating words, lines, or phrases over again. So, in a poem, if few words, phrases, or lines are repeated again and again, so their repetition is used. For example, in this poem, you can see ring out, ring in, wild bells, wild sky. So, these words are used again and again. So, that's why repetition is there. Next one is alliteration. Alliteration is repetition within a line of same initial sound or a letter. So for example, you can see here flying frosty. So you can see F, F. First letter is repeated and the sound is also same for fur. Ring, red dress. Same letter or sound is repeated, R, R, or you can say R, R. So if the same letter is repeated, then it's alliteration. There is a difference between alliteration and repetition. That in repetition, you will see repeating words, and in alliteration, you will see repeating letters or sound. And last, rhyming words: sky, die, light, night, new, true, mind, mankind, cause, loss, strife, life. All these are rhyming words which are used in the poem. Here you can see that all these words are rhyming. You can see here sky, die, light, night, new, true, snow, go, mind, mankind, more, poor, cause, loss, strife, life. So this is how we need to find out rhyming words. We need to check last word of each line should match with last word of another line. So they are rhyming words. Now, whenever you are reading a poem, it's very important that you are learning something. So, what is taken away from this poem? We should bring in positive, helpful things and bring out things that are harmful or destructive. So, we need to think about positive and helpful things and we need to forget about harmful or destructive things. I hope you liked this video. If you liked it, please share my video. Thanks for watching. Please do like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.